everyone, welcome back to Your Opinion is Shit, the series where I judge my patrons' tastes in everything. In absolutely everything. My hair's a mess today. I don't know what's going on with it. If you too would like to give your opinion to me and tell me whether it's shit or not, I don't know what kind of kink that is, but whatever, feel free to follow the link right up there to the Patreon, or down there in the description. It's there too. $5 or more a month gets you your opinion. $10 or more a month you get to vote on the question. So please do that. $1 or more a month, if enough people sign up, hopefully I can eventually do like a little monthly live stream or whatever, Q&A thing. That'd be cool. I'd like to do that. So consider it. Anyway, this month the question was, what do you think is the cringiest fandom? So these are going to be some hot takes. I'm going to try to deal with this sensitively today, but this is like kicking the hornet's nest, so wish me luck. We're starting with a long one. I'm going to move myself over here so I can fit it on the side of me instead. For Kronos, this question is like asking which of my exceedingly painful blisters I want to lance first. There are just so many options to choose from. You, of course, have had direct experience with the DDLC community, much as I love DDLC itself, and it having had an impact on my life, mostly for the positive. A lot of the fandom can be pretty fucking, incapable of grasping the main point of the story and latching onto surface level stuff. Then there's the Sonic the Hedgehog community, which is just, just go look up the name of that one insanely cringy member of their fandom that pepper sprayed someone in a GameStop for incredibly stupid reasons. A few of my friends have been MLP fans for ages. I have long since passed the point of not merely wanting to hear about MLP anything and instead just reflexively vomit at anyone talking about it for more than about 17 seconds. This continues until I run out of bile or the person gets the fucking it and shuts up. I can go on, but please no. Well, of course, I can talk extensively about the DDLC fanbase. In fact, I currently am almost done with a video about DDLC. It's actually pretty much done. I just need to add a couple finishing touches on it, and that will be uploaded hopefully sometime this month, probably in about 2 weeks, I think, on the analysis channel. These videos are now on the main channel, I believe, if I remember correctly. So, link to the analysis channel down below if you want to see my takes on the DDLC fanbase. That video is mostly going about what DDLC did right and explaining what DDLC meant for people who didn't get it. But needless to say, I'm gonna have a lot of opinions on that, so look out for that video in about 2 weeks. It'll be fun and cool, super cool and fun. I will also be uploading a video on this channel to bait the DDLC fanboys into watching it and giving me mean comments, so look forward to that. As far as Sonic the Hedgehog goes, certain members of the community. And then MLP, so I have a funny story about that, actually. At work, we sell My Little Pony comics, because I work at a comic shop. Occasionally, there are middle-aged men who come up to me and want to talk to me about My Little Pony, and it's pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty weird. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with My Little Pony at all. It just, some of their fans are fucking, bronies are weird, man. Bronies are weird. Next we have Davcap. I guess K-pop stans. They always seemed like they were only out for attention and will shove themselves into any and all dramas on the internet to unnecessarily promote one of the boys in the boy band. I don't know this was a hard question since most fandoms are either pretty chill and understandingly passionate or showing us proof that social media is truly the antichrist that is destroying us all. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of experience with K-pop stans. I guess just for me, fanboying or fangirling over real people is always a weird slippery slope. Like, I wasn't on Tumblr, but I was around during the height of fandom culture on Tumblr. And I remember hearing news that a fan had sent Martin Freeman's wife death threats because she wasn't Benedict Cumberbatch. And they shipped the real life Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman together, as in the guys who played Sherlock and Watson and Sherlock. Yikes. Shipping real people and fangirling over real people to that extent is really weird and makes me uncomfortable. So, yeah, that's pretty cringe. Your opinion is not shit, sir. Noah says, the Edie Valley fandom. Lot of nerds in there. Well, Noah, I'm here to tell you that your opinion is absolutely not shit. It is 100% correct. We are all cringe lords. But that's what the stories are. You know what? That's what the Edie Valley stories are. They are all cringe. They are all full of wet, pathetic men. and sassy women. God damn it. In case you weren't aware, Edie Valley are my original stories. You should go read them. There's a playlist on this channel. There's also a podcast, link in the description of that, if you want to listen to all the audio versions in your nice Spotify headset, whatever, what have you. I write stories. Go read them, please. I beg of you. I'd love it if you read my stories. Thanks. But we all are cringe, so no is correct. For Inquisitor Thomas, is political compass a fandom? A bunch of irony, poisoning, zoomers, and extremist ideology don't mix well. I don't like to get into politics on this channel a lot. I try to keep it on the download just so that everybody can have a good time and be enjoyable. But I think a lot of opinions on both sides of the political compass are kind of fucking dumb. So, congratulations. I think nobody's opinion is gonna be shit. Wendy says the Harry Potter fandom. I think that's calmed down a lot in the last couple of years. I think certain reveals of certain authors' political identities have kind of tempered that fan base a lot. But back in the day, it was pretty intense, for sure. I think there were a lot of good people in the Harry Potter fandom, for sure. I think that there are a lot of people who just genuinely enjoyed the stories and created a lot of good art and a lot of good content from it. But then there's also Cassandra Clare, and the whole Miss Scribe debacle, and Snape Wives, and My Immortal, and yeah. Your opinion is not shit, Ventus. For Xander, or Xavier Pena, as he's known on Patreon, the Dream SMP fandom. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't an issue when it was just people enjoying plot lines and things like that, but the amount of people who were heavily invested in it to the point where people were struggling to separate fiction and reality made being on Twitter in 2020, 2021 a nightmare. There's a certain tweet by a member of that fandom that still haunts me to this day. So again, this is another fandom I really have not gotten involved in or seen a lot of, because fandom culture used to be primarily based on Tumblr, so I know a lot about 2010s fandom culture, but now it's kind of moved over to Twitter, and I'm not really on Twitter. For obvious reasons. So I haven't really seen a lot of it. All I've seen is some really good fan art on Tumblr. Like, I'll look at it and somebody will reblog some really, like, angsty ass, like, cool looking, like, metaphorical art, and I'll be like, oh, what show is that from? And then it's Dream SMP, and I'm like, oh, great. But I've heard dreadful things about Dream Stands and dreadful things about the Dream SMP fandom. So that, yeah. Congratulations. Finally, we have from Claude. I don't really want this question, so feel free to say my answer for last, not include me at all, but cringe culture is dead, and making fun of other people for enjoying things just makes you an asshole. Like, I'm sorry, but the only type of behavior I can call cringe anymore is seeing someone else having fun and having such deep-seated bitterness that you're not passionate about your own hobbies, that your instant reaction to it is secondhand embarrassment. Like, why do you even give a shit? Like, this is just bullying with extra steps. I'm sorry, but it's the only thing I find cringe. Ultimately, Claude, you're correct. Your opinion is not shit, and people should be able to enjoy what they like. However, if they're being fucking weird about it... I'm kidding, that was a joke. It was a joke. Kind of. People are sometimes... This is a complicated one. People are sometimes weird. As long as you're, like, chill and not weird, then you should like whatever you want. If you take it to a level where one fandom becomes your whole personality, then... that is what I would call cringe, because you need to touch some grass to become a person. That's my only definition of what I would consider cringe. But even then, I don't like to actually, like, tell people off. I don't like to get involved. Like, you do you, whatever. I've just had too many personal experiences with people who've gotten lost to fandoms. One time it was my fault. It was really unfortunate. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for joining me for this episode. Have a great month. I will see you all next month on the next Your Opinion is Shit. I don't know what it will be yet, but